Hello, Mark Raymond here. Welcome to this video on making the work flow. In this piece, I'm going to be sharing with you a high-level overview of a framework that helps people to coordinate and communicate around work, to deliver work that really meets the needs of clients and stakeholders in a way that's good for people who are doing the work as well, so that we can create a lot of value for each other, and that we can reduce a lot of the time, wasted effort, rework on all those things that can drive us crazy sometimes when we're working with others to get work done. I say that in the nicest possible way. So this comes out of a tradition of linguistics and philosophy. So I'm calling it making the work flow, but it goes under other names like promise-based management, commitments-based management, or language action. Originally developed by Chauncey and Dr. Fernando Flores many years ago. I first heard about this approach from Alan Seiler in my ontological coaching training. But the idea here is that whenever we're working with others, we are making and managing promises. If we're doing a report, writing an advice, digging a trench, doesn't matter what it is, we're doing it for someone else. It's not the task that's the problem usually, it's the communication between people around expectations, around roles, around timing that causes a lot of tension and can damage our reputations and relationships. And on the other side of the coin, when we do this well, we can provide a lot more value and be a lot more satisfied and fulfilled in our work. So I'm going to be just looking at here, again, high level, 4 conversational types. On the board behind me, you see on the left-hand side, I've got written client/requester. That's the person making the request. It could be a real client, external, or it could be someone internal. And on the right-hand side, I've got performer/partner. That's the person doing the work. Phase 1, exploring. For non-routine work, this is really important. This is about slowing down to speed up. So it's about getting the right people in the room to explore the problem or the opportunity, and listening to different perspectives, getting a shared understanding there, and working up some possible solutions, including trade-offs of each solution. So we come up with a solution that's going to address the concerns or needs, rather than a solution or a work product or an agreement we make just for the sake of it, just because we're just used to being busy. So it's often we want to slow down there and get the right people involved. For routine work, we don't tend to have a conversation here. We can usually go straight into the requesting of someone to do the work, which is the next phase in phase 2, which is the agreement phase. There's quite a bit of detail here, which I won't go into, and some real skills here. Suffice to say that when we're making an agreement about a promise we're going to deliver, there's a request that happens and a response to a request. So it's about making good requests that land, that are clear, and so on. And it's about responding in a way when we're the performer, in a way where we know we have confidence that we can make the commitment. And there's quite a bit of nuance here and different options and different skills that we can talk about at another time. But suffice to say again that the end game is making a promise we know we can deliver and we have confidence we can do. And also opening the lines of communication between the performer and the client or the requester, so we know we can talk more when as things progress. We want to maintain a good mood and a good relationship there. Good lines of communication that are open. Third phase is delivery. It's about doing the work. Often things change, they usually do. So this is about the requester, the performer, when things change, going back to the client and exploring new ways, rather than just head down, we'll keep doing what was asked, even though new information's come to light. So the mood and the relationship's important there, the dialogue's important, so there are opportunities to provide more value here. So it might be that we need to renegotiate in the delivery phase. The work's done in quadrant 3. Quadrant 4 is the assessing. So this is where the client is making an assessment of the work done, and they're always doing this. So I get it, there's going to be some nuance here depending on whether clients are internal, external, but it's about sharing the assessments with the performer around what they appreciated, so the performer wants to work with you again. That's important. And they know to double down next time on what worked well last time. And or where there are concerns about the work product being done, that was delivered, that's about having a conversation and sharing that and getting on the same page about that and renegotiating that commitment and doing it again, which often can happen. So these are the 4 phases. Invite you to think about which of those conversations happen well in your team, across teams, with your clients. What might be a missing conversation? You think, gee, we might not do phase 1 very well, for example, or the delivery phase. Maybe we just keep our head down and don't have those lines of communication open. Whichever it is, where do you see scope to have a different type of conversation that'll provide more value? Last comment I'd make here is that these are skills and practices, and often it can take time to form and develop new habits and new ways of working. It's not just a matter of knowing this, doing it. So it does take time to implement this. If you want to have a conversation about how to do that, I'd be delighted to help. Please reach out. But in the meantime, I hope you found this helpful. Thank you.